Hello and welcome to Her Talks by Women First Jobs, the show that aims to create a community of empowered women who support one another in their professional journeys, fostering a community or a network of inspiration and motivation. I'm Priyanka Sengar, founder and CEO of Women First Jobs, your host for the show. Picture this, a leader who has not only taken a brand to a new heights but has done so across 49 countries, building an environment where people and performance thrive. Today's guest is all about making an impact, not just in the boardroom, but in the lives of her team members, families, and communities she touches along the way. She has led teams through tough transitions, tackled complex markets, and created cultures that people are proud to be a part of. Join us as we dive into her inspiring journey, filled with resilience, real talk, and lessons on what it truly means to lead with heart and vision. Watch this space to know more about this guest and don't miss to subscribe our YouTube channel and Instagram for more inspiring stories.
If you have a vision, at least a long distance view of what you need to do and what you want to achieve.
Especially for the female leaders, to see and the vision should be clear what they are doing. What do you think? What is the one decision in your career which changed everything for you?
First is breathe, right? So, you breathe, you're like, okay. Priyanka, you would know it from your experience that a lot of things don't have a plan B and C. So that was the only plan.
What's one thing you would never leave home without?
I'm such an open book, right? But I think most people know that I can charm with my smile.
How much you advocate gender diversity and women empowerment, and I can really feel these things. I think these are very important in the environment and the ecosystem, that equal opportunities should be fulfilled.
I won't say I regret it, but I still have it in my heart.
Our today's guest is management professional with 28 years experience in leadership, transformation, and creating inclusive culture with business, strategic, and financial management. Presently CEO, Hetic, Middle East and Africa, leading world's number 2 brand in furniture, fittings, and hardware. Previously President Meena of Grohe and CEO Lixil India, leading Grohe and American Standard in India, integrating them into a combined entity of largest presence in international brand space of bathroom fittings and ceramics in India. Hi Renu, welcome to the show Her Talks by Women First Jobs, and it's really a pleasure to have you on our show.
Thank you, Priyanka. Thanks for having me here.
So, according to you, what are the qualities are essential for a leader to become an inspiration or to inspire the real change in the society?
I think there are a lot of qualities that you would typically have, and we can have a whole menu. But I personally feel that if you have a vision, at least a long distance view of what you need to do and what you want to achieve, you're patient, perseverant for the results. You can achieve a lot as a leader, and developing your emotional intelligence, and I've talked about it in many ways, I personally feel has been a big strength. And that comes to women naturally, but then it's still a lot of work that you need to put in to acquire that and to be able to lead with conviction.
I think that is amazing, especially for the female leaders. To see and the vision should be clear what they are
Right.
doing and what they want to do in the future.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? What is the one decision which actually in your career which changed everything for you?
I think it was just very experimental. I would say that maybe I was born with a few of those things. I was a curious person. I could see my parents, working. So at that age, I was exposed to, a lot of dynamism at my place when with my father having transferable jobs. Then I was very active in sports. So sports actually gives you a lot of result orientation, right? You might today say that competing isn't the best thing and we should not give children first, second, and third. But honestly, today also the whole sports is about the gold medal and the first prize that you
Absolutely.
strive for.
Yeah.
So sports inculcates that you knew. It also inculcates a lot of you know spirit of practice. It also readies you for failures. So you are readying at a very young age that you will lose and you have to take it with grace. So all of these learnings over a period of time, I think, gives you a very well-rounded personality, a well-rounded thought process to deal with what comes in your life. I would say that.
So I think, like, according to you, sports really played a crucial role in your life. I mean, like
Yeah.
bringing that change and bringing that personality in
Yes.
you.
So what you do is that when you have all that and you've grown with that, you come with a mindset of experiment and learn, right? So you're ready for experimenting, you're ready for learning, you're ready for change, you're ready for failures. And these are all of those, some of this is what you're born with, but most of it is what you've acquired over your life. And I would always encourage people to take risks, right? Take challenges, take risks. The younger you are, the easier it is for you. And as we know, as we grow older, we just get more molded into thought processes, right? So yeah, I would say that.
And how do you keep pushing yourself when you think or when you feel that the things are not going in the right direction, what you planned earlier?
First is breathe, right?
Okay.
So you breathe, you like, okay, this did not go as planned, right? All of us always think of a plan B, plan C, but I think, Priyanka, you would know it from your experience that a lot of things don't have a plan B and C. That
Absolutely.
was the only plan.
Yeah.
And God behold, that's failed, right? So, first of all, like I said, your ability to take failure, your ability to say, okay, this didn't go well, let me restart. And then, obviously, with the learning of what you failed in, you should be able to get it back on track. Yeah, you might have lost time in the process, but I'm 100% sure that the results would come your way. But it's all about the mindset. If you have this in your mind, you will find a way.
Renu, after so many experiences, I mean, like, can you tell us, like, what lessons failure really taught you
Yeah,
and just created the personality what you are today?
it taught me that there is always a second chance and a third and a fourth also, right? So honestly, so the life is not over, or it's not over because you have failed. And early failures taught me that there is so much more in life to experiment and learn. I would say that, I've been thrown into many projects because I would raise my hand. I was one of those people who would raise their hands for interfunctional, interdepartmental, intergeography trainings or projects very early in life. It was it just taught me a bit more than I was trained in finance, right? So I'm an MBA in finance. So I was trained in that, but I dabbled into supply chain, SAP implementation, went into IT, did HR and admin because the HR manager was not there and we couldn't afford one. I mean,
Right.
early in my career,
Absolutely.
we said okay. So 1 year, why don't you take care of it? It's not as if you're trained in that, but what did you learn? I mean, you read, you learn, you practice, you fail more number of times because that's not your key skill, but then you learn faster because you also want to achieve, you want to learn, you want to also prove, right, that you took on that responsibility and you were worthy of it, right? So all of this goes in parallel, in I think, in our mind, in our execution. But like I said, if your mind has it, you will get it done.
Okay, I think we are doing certain or discussing certain very important
Yeah.
and serious topics here. So here comes a fun part. I have created couple of rapid fire questions for
Okay.
you. Okay, so whatever comes to your mind first, you have to answer. Don't
Okay.
think twice, and it should be instant.
Fine.
Yeah. So what's the most adventurous thing you have done?
Roller coaster rides.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
Okay. If you could have dinner with any historical leader, who would it be?
I would want to have a dinner with a present leader. And if I can say her name, it's Indra Nooyi. I just love her,
Hmm.
I think, for the person that she is. And I worked with PepsiCo. I've read her book. And I think I agree with a lot of challenges that she's gone through and what she's achieved. A role model, and I think that'll be an evening well spent. That's what I would
She
want to
is an
do.
amazing personality, and I was lucky. I met her once. She came here for a lit festival and for her book launch and other things. So yeah, I really adore her. I mean, like she is an inspiration as well. So, what's one thing you would never leave home without?
Water.
Okay,
Always carry a bottle
I
of
thought you
water.
would say phone.
No, I think water
Water
bottle.
bottle.
I
Okay.
love the music in the car when I'm driving.
Okay. Okay. So, what's your guilty pleasure after a long weekday?
Big piece of chocolate cake.
That it came to my mind as well. Okay. 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 So, what's a quirky talent or skill you have that few people know about?
I'm such an open book, right? But I think most people know that I can charm with my smile.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Name few favorite books of yours.
My favorite book definitely is Lean In by Sheryl Sandberg. She was CEO of Facebook, and My Life in Full, I mean, by Renu.
Yeah.
These are my favorite books. And there are many more that I read, but most of them are romantic novels. So I love romance and comedy. Besides all the, the wisdom and the life stories, I also love that.
I think you are a very romantic person. Yeah.
I think my husband is more romantic, but I think I've learned from him.
Okay. Okay. So let's jump back to our questions. In the middle of demanding career, how do you prioritize self care and balance?
I think fitness, a lot of time and energy spent to make sure that you are taking care of self. So it's walk, it's the gym, it's a sport. I like holidays with my family, and I think I was just remembering what were the most adventurous holidays. There was Masai Mara trip, the hot air balloon, and jumping on the leap of faith in
Oh,
Atlantis.
wow.
That was probably the most adventurous. But I like trips with my families, different experiences, adventure, luxury, just chill and do nothing kind of trips. I really like my laugh sessions with my friends, so my women tribe, and I love my luncheons with them. I think the all of this is a process of winding down and making sure that you're energized for what you do.
So, how do you empower women or uplift women in your workplace? And what difference has it make? I would really like to know a couple of examples.
Empower, I think it starts with you should have that thought that you want to create space for talent diversity. I mean, it should be done with intent. Then you have to make sure that they have equal opportunities, right? I remember early in my career when we would say, oh, let's not give this promotion to this girl because she is very young, she will get married and she will then want to have children. Oh, let's not offer this job proposal to this lady because she might not move cities because her husband is also working. I think we have to just drop those biases that, you know, it is really an equal opportunity. If there is an opportunity, it should be available to all, and gender should not decide that. Let them make those
Absolutely.
decisions, right? That whether they want to move cities, whether they want to move functions, do they want to move or not, or take another role or whatsoever, right? So you have to create that. So there has to be a SOP, right? I guess for the leaders. And then third is that the reality check is that once you have women in your workforce, they will go through different journeys. And even in today, I would respect that men are also doing that. I mean, you will take break for childcare, you will take break for elder care, you can have health of your partner, and many more reasons. So that's where also equal opportunity comes in. Don't judge that, okay, we are hiring women, so they will work lesser hours and
Yeah.
hence less productive. That's not true mostly, right? So I think you have to create that ecosystem. A lot of examples is that when I was in India and I was creating a team of specifiers, I decided that I will do this with all women. And I hired mostly women who had taken a break in their career. And I was like, I want them back because nobody was probably at those time, I'm talking 15 years back, were not even giving them opportunities to come back to workforce. Some of them were from unrelated industry. And I would say that if you are keen and you have, that fire in your gut, you would come back and perform, right? So the
Absolutely.
break should not define you. And I would say that that was one of my best teams and best hires over the next 2 years. And that's been a learning that sometimes, you have to go by what you believe in and not because it's not been done in the past. Right.
I
So,
think whatever you just mentioned, it feels like it's your words and it's me like coming from
yeah.
my heart. I mean, like I know how much you advocate gender diversity and
Yeah.
women empowerment, and I can really feel these things. I think these are very important in the environment and the ecosystem that the equal opportunities should be floated.
Yeah.
Let the women decide what they want to do with their career. We are not no one actually to decide on their basis.
Correct.
Do you have any personal story of your personal story of any personal struggles which you would like to share with us?
I think the most talked about topic of work life balance, of being a leader that I've been in, the number of years that I've put in the career already, is actually true for most people, and it's true for me as well. I think a couple of moments that where I felt that the balance tilted, right, really skewed towards work, and I had to make those choices. One was when I was relocating from India to Middle East, and that was the time that my older son was in the final year of school, and that is a year I decided that I will take some leaner hours. I will spend time with him. Not that I'm going to make him teach. I mean,
Yeah.
that's not the point. The point is that be around to be his moral support. And then he was going to fly away from the nest, right? He was going to college. And as luck would have it, that is a year I moved to Middle East. And that whole year I just saw him 6 or 7 times because most of the time I could not go back to Delhi to
Right.
check on my family. And the whole month when he was appearing for his final exams, I was actually traveling the whole month. So I never, saw that period through. I won't say I regret it, but I still have it in my heart. He's never mentioned or complained about it, but as a mother, I felt that the balance tilted. But it was a year end. I was in a new role, new geography, and I had to, devote much more time, and my work wanted that attention. So sometimes when you make these choices, they're very tough
Yeah.
and they're conscious choices, but they are tough.
And I think being a mom and managing everything is never easy.
Yeah,
It's never ever easy.
yes, that's true.
So, what's one piece of advice you wish more young professionals should embrace?
I would say that they should work very early on connect, and specifically today's generation. I mean, when we were growing up, we didn't have so many digital
Yeah.
devices. We were really talking to people, right? And we had that connect, playing, studying. I mean, any other social occasion. I think our children and the newer generation has it much lesser. I would encourage that having an emotional, connect, having an empathy, having socially, be and not be socially awkward, right? It's so important. And work from home is not making it easy also. I'm,
Right.
I'm not an advocate of either, but I'm saying that it's important that they realize that words and warmth get more things done than just emails, right? So I think that's important for them to know.
I think it's a beautiful advice, and I'm sure it's going to help a lot of people. I want to understand, like, what would be that one piece of advice which you would like to give your younger self?
My younger self, I would say that be authentic. That's very important. That's something which I probably had early on. I still carry that. And, you know, be yourself, true to yourself, true to your ambition. And there's no harm in having fun. I think I was very strict on myself. But then, have fun, pursue your passion, and be true to your purpose. I'm sure if I had to do all of that all over again, I will just add the fun element a bit more.
Okay.
Yes.
So, this is the last question,
Yeah.
and I want to know, like, is there any piece of advice or advices you would like to give to the females, those who are watching this
Yeah.
conversation? Anything on motherhood or your career, or any advice through this platform?
I would say that, don't make choices between career, marriage, motherhood. Say that only one would work, right? If I have a very high flying career, I can't marry because it's a full time job, and I shouldn't have children because I can't, give time. Honestly, women are very good at multitasking. I mean, that's an inherent strength and a DNA construct that all of us have. We all know how to prioritize. I think most of the time we would prioritize it, right. That our job needs us, we will put there 24/7. Our family needs us, and then we do that. Also, look for partners who would understand you and your ambition equally well, because it is marriage and motherhood is co-owned responsibility. It's
Absolutely.
not just the
Yeah.
woman, right,
Yeah.
shouldering it. And I would say that, just don't make one over the other, because you can really have it all, and you should be able to balance it, right? So that's what I would always say to young women of today.
Thank you so much. So, thank you so much, Renu, for sharing this remarkable journey with us. And I think whosoever is listening it, they are definitely going to learn a lot from this conversation, because at then this is all about balancing.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, like, we are the females who know how to balance or multitask the thing very effectively. So, thank you so much, and it's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you.
Thanks, Priyanka. Thanks for having me. I'm sure, our dialogue could leave some impressions with young women, and they could learn from our collective journeys. I'm really grateful that you could think of me. Thank
Thank
you.
you.